Former Law Minister HR Bharadwaj is with us. Sir, first up, your opinion on what the Supreme Court said about Section 66A. How do you view this judgment of the Supreme Court?
It's a most welcome judgment. It has protected the freedom of expression and speech. So there is nothing unusual in this judgment.
Nothing unusual, but sir, it's a little ironic that the Congress government, which was in power, was backing Section 66A, and when the court struck down this particular section, the Congress leaders, Congress spokespersons, senior leaders like P. Chidambaram were the first to come and praise this judgment. Don't you think that this is really ironic?
But these are the people who were defending this amendment and who originated these amendments. And it's a sheer hypocrisy and change of attitudes.
Sheer hypocrisy, change in attitude on the part of whom? Mr. P. Chidambaram, because he was one of the first few to come out and defend, actually welcome this particular judgment of the Supreme Court.
He's a lawyer. He knows it's a correct judgment.
Okay.
So he has welcomed it as a lawyer. But earlier, they were defending also.
They were defending her because Raja, the IT minister then...
Raja is of course one of them.
Yes.
But other supporting actors were also there.
You mean to say that there were other union ministers like P. Chidambaram, Kapil Sibal, who were supporting senior leaders?
This amendment.
Yes.
And they were a party to it.
Okay.
So why feel shy of it? If you are a party to enactment of a law which has been struck down, you should own up. Because the cabinet approves this, and as a collective responsibility, there is no harm in saying yes, we brought a bad law, and courts have the power and authority to quash such laws.
So you're saying that they're hypocrite, but sir, what about your role in all of this? Because you, of course, were the union law minister at that point in time.
I'm telling you very frankly, I had no role in enacting this law.
Okay.
The concept is developed by the IT minister, the paper to the cabinet, and supported and rejected by cabinet. So this is a clever way of putting that the bad drafting. Law minister is not a draftman. Who drafted Lokpal, Jan Lokpal? These very people too went to the private persons to get a Lokpal drafted. Didn't you see that they could not even draft a Lokpal bill?
Okay.
So all these is sheer hypocrisy to disown responsibility and enjoy power.
Okay. Enjoy power, you mean to say that Kapil Sibal and Chidambaram were backing A. Raja in this particular decision, and now that
he is the successor to IT ministry. Only he could put his case, Raja's case, in parliament and elsewhere. And otherwise, what is so special? Why? It's a one combination of people who were there, who defended Raja in parliament as well as in courts.
Okay.
I opposed the Raja's move in 2G.
Okay.
It is on file.
Okay.
And they were the people responsible to get me out of the UPA 2. Okay. Is there any doubt?
Who are these people responsible to get you out of UPA 2?
Who commit these scams?
Who's committed these scams? Because
they are facing cases in the court. Raja, all these people, DMK people, they are facing. I don't want to say much about pending matter.
But who are the people who are backing Raja, especially when Section 66 was enforced in 2008? Who are these people who are backing Raja?
You ask Raja, I don't know. I was not on speaking terms with him. Kadju mentioned certain things, they were not on talking terms with me because of several reasons, appointment of judges, legal opinion, Setu Samudran case, the famous case Ram Setu.
Yes, yes.
They did not have faith in me. They said we will not accept his lawyers.
Sir, but coming back to Section 66A, my question to you was about Mr. P. Chidambaram. His son had also...
But Chidambaram should at least feel shy of so jubilant about these things because he is a part and parcel of those people, DMK and others. And as a matter of fact, he was leading that party, and on their support he enjoyed all major portfolios.
But what about the then Prime Minister Dr. Manmohan Singh? What about his role? Because he obviously is the head of the cabinet, so he also should be taking responsibility for this poor section.
Cabinet is headed by Prime Minister,
yes,
and we are all collectively responsible for whatever decision we take. And in that sense, I am equally responsible if I am in the cabinet at that time, that a wrong decision was taken in good faith and court struck it down. What is so specific? Many a times we pass laws which are struck down as violative of the constitution.
Right.
So this is the touchstone by which we have to enact.
Right.
But they were bona fide or deliberate. It's only on the facts. IT minister should not have moved it, and then he carried his cabinet with him. So
speaking about your association with the Congress party, you were telling us about how there were people who were behind behind your removal from the union cabinet. Who were these people? Why did they want to get you removed?
Everybody knows I had been law minister too long. I was minister in Rajiv Gandhi's cabinet. I was law minister in Narasimha Rao's, and later on UPA 1, and active support of my party. But during 5 years which I worked to help my UPA 1 in all important issues, I did not become a party to this corruption.
Okay.
And that is why particularly this DMK party and its allies, they have been responsible in massive corruption. Now exposed, who criticized CAG?
And the downfall of the Congress party also, sir. All this is what has really led to the downfall of the Congress party. What about the revival? What do you think is the way forward?
You ask the Congress. Firstly, let me tell you, where is Congress? Delhi mein, there is a zero Congress. Haryana, we lost unnecessarily.
Who's to be blamed, sir, for all these electoral defeats, these debacles, back-to-back Lok Sabha and then various state assembly elections like you've been saying? Who's responsible for these defeats?
All of us are responsible, who were a part of the campaign and part of the strategy or running the system. They have not resigned so far.
So you think that Sonia Gandhi as a Congress president is going to help the party bounce back? Do you think the Congress party is going to bounce back in the next couple of months or years? Do you think that is a possibility for a revival of the Congress party under
Nobody
Congress
is thinking. I have roamed about in 4 or 5 states. No activity of Congress anywhere, and no mood of the people. Delhi, we had 3 times chief minister here. This time, zero.
Alright, he's spilling the truth about the 66A once again on your channel. It's a second sensational news break that we are getting you. Sneha is with us. Sneha, now the former Law Minister HR Bharadwaj is dropping names on who were the ministers behind drafting and hurriedly pushing for Section 66A.
Well, HR Bharadwaj, former Law Minister, clearly saying that it was P. Chidambaram and also Kapil Sibal who were the ones to back A. Raja in drafting this post Section 66A. Many see it as a draconian law because the Supreme Court has struck it down. But he's clearly saying that what is there to be shy about it? You were behind it, you were backing this actively, then just come out and say that you enacted a law. It was in good faith. It went wrong. It's a bad law. The Supreme Court has struck it down and just admit it. But you refuse to admit it. So this is what HR Bharadwaj is saying. As far as the role of Kapil Sibal is concerned, he goes on to say that he succeeded A. Raja as a telecom minister. So what really prevented him from speaking out in Parliament on this entire issue? He could have done away with this at that point in time now. Did he choose to do it? No, he chose not to do it. So HR Bharadwaj here naming two very senior ministers, former ministers of UPA 1 and 2, and clearly saying that it is just not the fault of A. Raja, the then IT and Communications Minister. It also is the fault of Kapil Sibal and P. Chidambaram. Well, it remains to be seen how the Congress really responds to this, because one of the few Congress people who've actually come out and said that this is a wrong law. I was not in favor of it even then. Good enough, it has been struck down, but we should all admit that it was a wrong law. It was brought in good faith. Chidambaram should do it, Kapil Sibal should do it. They aren't doing it, and that they should take up responsibility.
Well, that's exactly what he's also angry about, Sneha, because he's saying that earlier these very senior UPA ministers were defending the section, and now they have come out and welcomed the Supreme Court ruling, and it was all done to protect vested interests at that point of time, isn't it?
Well, yes, absolutely. In fact, he speaks about vested interests. But when I asked the question about Karti Chidambaram, because his case is particularly infamous in this case as far as the misuse of Section 66A is concerned, he refused to talk about that. He said, I don't know much about the Karti Chidambaram case, but I do know that P. Chidambaram was one of the first few people to come out and actually issue a statement welcoming the judgment of the Supreme Court. But, why is he being jubilant about this? He should actually be shy, because he was the one backing this at that point in time. Now, so the Congress really should have the grace. All of these two leaders, both of these two leaders, Kapil Sibal and P. Chidambaram, should have the grace and admit that was a bad law. They brought in good faith, but a bad law. Court struck it down, and it is okay. But they're not doing that. So he talks about the sheer hypocrisy. That's the word that he used, sheer hypocrisy of these two leaders. That's what HR Bharadwaj, former Law Minister, goes on to talk about in this interview.